Greetings to all you hither, thither, and presumably on. Welcome to Quarantine Chronicles number 12. It is April 23rd. I hope you are doing well. I hope you are not too bored. I got a little something for you. Bang! Oh! Once everybody comes back, we'll be able to pass out stickers like they're candy. Just one of many things to look forward to once this all comes to an end. I have found myself in this quarantine doing things that I might not ordinarily do were it not for the quarantine. So, for example, I love watching NBA basketball, but obviously the NBA is not on. So, in order to watch basketball and still enjoy basketball, I found myself the other day watching an NBA Finals game from 1983. I'm a big Sixers fan, and 1983 is the last time the Sixers won the finals. You know, I wanted to watch the team, whatever. I would not have done that if everything was still normal. I hope I'm not the only person who's doing out of the ordinary things because of this quarantine. You wanna hear something good? I got something good for you. I don't trust stairs, because they're always up to something. And once you finally trust them, all they do is let you down. Today, I want to wrap up our journey through the Songs of Ascent. This isn't the last one, but it's the last one I want to get to so that on Thursday next week, we can start kind of a new theme. So with that said, let's jump into Psalm 133. Some of you may have heard me reference this before as the Psalm of the Bro Fest. I stand by that, and you'll see why. Psalm 133 goes like this. Behold how good and pleasant it is for brethren to dwell together in unity. It is like the precious oil upon the head, running down on the beard of Aaron, running down on the edge of his garments. It is like the dew of Hermon, descending from the mountains of Zion. For there the Lord commanded the blessing, life forevermore. Okay, so why is this a Psalm of the Bro Fest? Mostly because how good and pleasant it is for brethren to dwell in unity. And then it talks about beards. That's really all. But I want to talk a lot about this first passage, how good and pleasant it is for brethren to dwell together in unity. Good and pleasant seem like they're the same word, but they're not. Here's what I'm going to tell you. Let's say in the case of food. Good food is food that is good for you. And pleasant food is food that tastes good. And you might realize immediately, yes, those are very different things. Because it doesn't matter how good kale is for me, I don't like it. And it also doesn't matter how much I like Sour Patch Kids, they're not good for me. So good and pleasant, they're not opposite from each other, but they are very different. But dwelling together in unity is both good and pleasant. See, that's interesting. That fellowship might be something that is not only good for my spiritual growth, not only good for me as a Christian, but it's also enjoyable. It's something that I can go to for fun, right? It is something that is pleasant to me. I am blessed with friendships that are both good and pleasant. And here's what I can tell you about them. When life gets really hard, having good friendships is really, really important. When good friends find you in hard times, they will help point you to the Lord. You can go to the book of Job. And listen, Job's friends aren't the wisest people in the world, but you can see at the start of the book of Job, they sit with him, they weep with him. When everything is going wrong, his friends stay to support him. That is a good friendship. But on the other end, those good friendships are also pleasant because they're my friends. Having unity together is both good and pleasant. And how do we become unified? We can see that in Philippians chapter 3, verse 16. It says, nevertheless, to the degree that we have already attained, let us walk by the same rule and let us be of the same mind. So unity in our fellowship is built on the idea that we be united in purpose. And what purpose are we supposed to have? Well, a couple of verses earlier it says, press toward the goal for the prize of the upward call of God in Christ Jesus. So Jesus is the purpose. The call of God in Jesus, that's our purpose. So my prayer for you is that you would find goodness and pleasantness in unity. It's a good thing to have. Can you even imagine how much kale I would have if it tasted like Sour Patch Kids? In a little bit, I'm gonna lie to our friends. We're gonna play true or false, where I tell our friends a story, and they have to determine whether the story is true or if I've completely made it up. So let's see how they do. Scotty and Olivia, it is good to have you here. We're gonna play a game that we played a few weeks ago. True or false? Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Number one. All cats can retract their claws so that they have a soft touch to the ground until they're ready to scratch or grab something. This includes house cats, it includes tigers, lions, and leopards, but one cat it does not include, and that's cheetahs. Cheetahs are the only cat of any size which is unable to retract its claws. True or false?
I think it's false, because like if they're running, like their claws are gonna get stuck on the ground, then they wouldn't go as fast.
I would say true, because cleats in football, they get stuck on the ground and then they repels them farther, so that's how they're faster. So.
Wow, so opposite reasons for opposite answers. This point goes to Scotty because it is true for exactly the reason that he said. So they're just always digging at the ground as they're running. So Scotty, you had the exact right idea with cleats. Wow, that was a clap from your sister. It was a little bit golfy, but I like it. True or false?
I would have to go with true.
Caleb's gonna go with true. Why are you going true?
I don't really know, but it just sounded really detailed, and
I'm just gonna let you know here. The fact that I'm giving you details should not sway your answer. Go with your gut here.
I'm gonna have to guess false. I'm saying guess, not. But like, after your reaction to Caleb, I'm pretty sure that's what I'm gonna base it off here. It's very detailed, but it's not detailed like in the way that you would be like, oh yeah, it's true. I don't know.
Well, okay, so Caleb says true, Ben says false. Cheetahs indeed cannot retract their claws. That is totally true. Caleb, you were right, but I'm telling you, detail should not be an influence on your answer.
all right, I got it.
True or false?
Wow. They don't teach you this stuff in school, man. I'm gonna say true. Why not? True. Because I feel like a cheetah, they're the only cat I can think off the top of my head has to run at such a quick pace that having proper grounding is beneficial to it. And so its claws help it keep its quick pace. I don't know. I'm gonna say true though.
Raheem, you are correct. Cheetahs indeed cannot retract their claws for exactly the reason that you thought. They act like cleats in the ground as they're trying to get up to speed. You're 1 for 1.
1 for 1, baby.
Despite the odds. Here you go. Here's number 2.
All right.
Social media has seen the creation of several new holidays like National Sibling Day, National Dog Day, etc. Things that have just been created out of the blue. But one holiday has made a comeback, the International Day of Salmon. The International Day of Salmon used to be celebrated in various regions in Europe to celebrate the return of salmon to the cold rivers of Europe from the warm Mediterranean. This stopped being celebrated in the mid-1800s, but in 2013, a couple of German hipsters reinstated the International Day of Salmon to be celebrated in Europe on May 14th every year. True or false?
Tommy, that sounds pretty fishy to me.
Come on, dude! If I told you that pun, you'd be mad at me.
Oh yeah, no, I'm upset at myself right now. After this call, I'm definitely gonna go stand in the corner. I'm gonna say false though. That sounds pretty preposterous.
You don't think that the people of Europe could celebrate the International Day of Salmon?
Oh no, they could. I don't think they did.
Raheem, you are 2 for 2. The International Day of Salmon is untrue. Social media has seen all sorts of things crop up. International Pizza Day, International Burrito Day. But to my knowledge, no one in the world is celebrating any variety of fish.
I don't know, salmon needs some love though. I like me some salmon. We can start it.
Salmon do be nice in my sushi.
Big facts.
True or false?
That's hard. I think maybe true.
Explain why you think maybe true.
I don't know, because crazy things happen, so why not?
Crazy things happen, so why not? I love it. Scotty, how about you? What are you thinking?
I would say true, because a lot of people are weird.
A lot of people are weird. They are not weird enough to celebrate International Day of Salmon. That is false. However, it is true that salmon, they go south to warm waters and then they come back to north waters. But I don't think anybody cares. True or false?
I'm gonna have to go with false. I don't know. I really don't know. It's just really International Day of Salmon. I didn't even know that existed.
So you're just going false because you've never heard of the holiday.
Yeah, I would go with false simply because I've never seen anything ever. No, I like check the calendar often. I've never seen National Salmon Day.
Ben Jennings is a calendar savant.
Like, I've never seen anything on social media for it. I've seen people like, oh, Besties Day, but I haven't seen any Salmon Day.
Well, you'll both be happy to know that that is indeed false. As it stands right now, nobody in the world is celebrating salmon. You guys both got a point on that one. Caleb still has the edge because of number 1 with the cheetahs.
Very true.
Are you ready for number 3?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
This one's short and sweet.
All right.
Competitive sculpting used to be an Olympic event. True or false?
I got my answer.
I'm gonna go with false. I just don't think sculpting, I don't see how that would ever be considered a sport. I mean, it's like an art. It's just not really, I don't know. I don't see it as a sport. I don't see why it would ever be a sport.
I'm going with true, because, like, the Greek people, I don't know, they're just, like, they like sculpting, I knew that. So, like, they probably took it very competitively. It's just, like, as long as it moves a body part, they're probably going to count it as a sport, I guess.
Here's what I'm going to tell you. From 1912 to 1952, the Olympics awarded official medals for painting, sculpting, architecture, literature, and music.
Just tuning into TV and seeing people Olympic sculpting.
That's so weird.
It depends on the time they get, you know? Because, like, if they give them, like, an entire year, there'd be something. But if they give them an hour, it all depends.
True or false?
Used to be an Olympic event. The old Greek were very interesting people. So I'm gonna go true.
From 1912 to 1952, the Olympics awarded official medals for painting, sculpture, architecture, literature, and music. From 1912 to 1952,
Competitive sculpting was
there are people that have won Olympic medals from sculpting. The last year they did it was 1952. The next Olympics in 1956, the committee was like, this isn't a sport.
I feel salty if I'm them though, cause like, what if I'm one of the people, the up and coming people that's training? It's crazy.
Raheem, you went 3 for 3, my friend.
3 for 3.
3 for
Doing my
3.
mama proud.
True or false?
False. Because the Olympics is about, like, athletics, not art.
That's hard. I would go true because the Olympics started in Greece and the Greeks would make a lot of sculptures and stuff, so.
Here's what I'm gonna tell you, ready? There were medals awarded for painting, sculpture, architecture, literature, and music.
Wow.
People got Olympic medals from 1912 to 1952 for being the best sculptors, painters, singers, and then they decided exactly what you said, Olivia, this should be an athletic event. No more Olympic medals for sculpting, painting. How crazy is that?
That's cool. I wish they still did that.
I know, that would give hope to us musicians, you know what I mean? Give us something to hope for every 4 years. All right, Olivia and Scotty, here's the last thing I'll ask you. What is one weird thing that you found yourself doing out of boredom because of the quarantine? So I'll give you an example. I have started watching old playoff games from like 1983 just because I miss watching basketball. How about you guys?
Maybe actually, like, taking my time in school and, like, enjoying it more, I guess. Passes the time.
Yeah, you got nothing better to do, so you're just cranking out all the little details. You're actually checking your work on the math. I love it.
Yeah.
Scotty, how about you?
Sleeping.
Yeah.
Come on, that's not weird.
I'm not much of a sleeper.
Really?
Like, I'm so bored that I actually sleep in the middle of the day.
That is awesome. I want to be like you, Scotty.
You might not want to be like him because the other boys go and mess with him and wake him up. I'm glad I don't take naps in the middle of the day, though.
Hey, you will. Don't you worry, you will. Someday, it'll come to you.
We've actually done a very similar thing, except instead of the NBA, it's the NHL. Normally we watch Sabres games, but now we're watching old, Sabre games back when they were good.
Back in the good days.
Yeah.
Are you guys big hockey people?
Yeah, I'd say so.
we like go outside and play hockey on rollerblades every day, so.
I very recently started following the Flyers because I'm a big Sixers fan. My number one sport is the NBA. My number one team is the Sixers. And the Flyers in mid-February started this 10-game win streak that I was like, oh wait, they're good. I'm a complete bandwagon fan.
Yeah, Sabres had a pretty good win streak, and then they just started being bad again, every year. They've just been bad for so long. It's kind of sad.
Someday they'll be good.
Maybe.
I
I mean,
love it.
Oh, I did this. So because Monica is far and away, she's been doing yoga recently.
Okay.
She sent me a yoga video, so I did yoga on Sunday because she wanted me to, and there was nothing else to do. So
You did yoga?
did yoga, bro.
Are you feeling like inner peace or anything like that?
Honestly, it was. I felt liked afterwards. It was like an intermediate level course.
You jumped up to intermediate out the gate?
Bro, 1 hour yoga. It was something else. Honestly, shout out to the people that do yoga. My heart was pumping.
That's
But yeah, I did yoga.
crazy. I've known you for how long now? And I cannot even almost picture what you would look like doing yoga. Raheem, the yoga instructor.
Yoga, dude, yoga.
Thank you to Raheem, to the Jennings, and to the Amerings for playing True or False today. And shout out to Raheem, who got every single one of them correct. Maybe he can just read my mind or something. I just want to remind you guys that I'm not going to be making a video next Monday because my brain will be falling out because of all the papers I'm writing. But I will see you Thursday, and until then, stay healthy.